It's time now for us to take a peek at some of our Alaska news for this Tuesday morning, and I want to thank my sponsor for making this possible, Inland Petro Service, Inc. You can give them a call at 451-1905. That's 907-451-1905. You know, if you are in Alaska and you have a business, you know the importance of making sure that people can read your sign. I mean, lighting and signage is very important because, you know, well, we got 6 months of darkness, right? And whether you're talking about the installation of new signs or you're talking about maintenance on existing signs, LED or neon, from canopies to parking lot lighting, or if you just need to have a banner installed, Inland Petro Service is the way to go. With over 25 years of experience, I mean, right here in Fairbanks, they're going to be helping you with all of your needs. Plus, they do the entire state, everywhere from Bettles to McCarthy, Northway to Beaver Creek. There's no place too far, and they'll be able to help you with all your needs. So give them a call at 907-451-1905 or visit their website at inlandpetroservice.com. Our news today looks like the new nominee for President Trump is his defense secretary pick. He supports the F-35. This is the retired Marine general who just got a waiver from Congress allowing him to transition from heading the Pentagon to being the defense secretary. Northwest Arctic officials are moving ahead in a new school for the climate-threatened village of Kivalina. This despite opposition and despite the cost of sending people to Seattle for the hearing. The Defense Department has announced a new outreach effort for discharge upgrades and military records corrections for veterans. This at the same time that people are questioning how it is that the VA and the Department of Defense don't communicate. As you recall, a veteran, Esteban Santiago, was accused of shooting people down in Florida. He had gone from Anchorage down to Florida carrying a gun. Nobody thought anything of it because it's very common here in Alaska. And the fact was, well, why wasn't he caught in that safety net for veterans? You can read about that at the Alaska Dispatch News. Delta wind farmer Mike Kraft has appealed the RCA's tariff decision, saying basically that GVA sets their rates 100% in a non-transparent way. Also, another hit and run in Anchorage. This one happened on Monday morning. 3 vehicles involved in a collision. One of them drove off. Don't understand how that happens. An Alaska man was found dead after a snow machine wreck. He was checked out and he refused medical treatment, went home and died. And there's an article over the weekend about artifacts that are going to be returned to the village of Quinhagak. Apparently, during an archaeological dig, they've come up with a number of weapons and tools and other artifacts that are being cataloged and preserved, and then they're going to be returned to Quinhagak. The missile launch site here in Alaska is under fire from a Republican in Arizona. That's Congressman Flake. And Senator Sullivan said, well, he doesn't know anything about missile defense. The whole point of it is that it's costing a lot of money for an unproven technology. Also, Juneau's population has dropped to levels not seen since 2012. And because of the probable health care law repeal, there's a story at KTVA saying that more women in Alaska are seeking long-term birth control, things that will be paid for now, like the insertion of an IUD, that it's not necessarily going to be covered later. So they're going to get their long-term birth control options now while they can. And there was a study that came out, and it's talked about over the weekend at KTUU in Anchorage, about how Alaska ranks #1 in gun death rates. Important to note that out of the 177 gun deaths in Alaska, I mean, that's less than the murders in Chicago, right? The entire state, the majority of them, 123, were suicides. Now, whether a person chooses a gun or chooses carbon monoxide, I don't think you're going to have people going out and pushing for car control laws to make sure that people can't commit suicide with carbon monoxide, right? It's yet another attempt to take the numbers, take the statistics, and make something out of it that's not really there. Once again, Alaska has a very low population, I think around 700,000 people, 177 gun deaths, and most of them from suicide. And they're saying that Alaska ranks #1 in gun death rates. That's our news. If you like what I'm doing, please become a sponsor, either directly by buying a subscription at my website, radiofreespeech.com, or by going to Patreon. I got the link here, or by buying an ad. You can send me an email to learn more about that. Steve at radiofreespeech.com. Thank you very much.